Hey, Dave Knight here from 123daytrade.com. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. All right, today was Thursday, November 2nd, 2017. Can you believe that I actually had the right signal today, but I lost patience on the trade itself? Um, I got long at 54.36 at 10:42 a.m. I was pretty much trying the short side of the market up until that point, and I noticed that it was a nice entry point here. Let me get my screen draw tool. Was my entry right there. I mean, we had played around at that pivot a couple times um, prior. Now the market went down to 53.91 in the overnight session, and it was the 61.8% Fibonacci number. Boy, that looks terrible. But that was the 61.8. It went down prior to the is that where it went down, or is it? No, it went down again. It was the prior day. Um, Looks like it went down November 1st. It went to 53.91 in the trading session. That's what I was looking for the last day, the Wednesday, and then today. We had I'm gonna tell you what confused me today. It was a really rough trading day for me today. I didn't do very well. um, I should have, a big question mark on today's trading, because I've got to learn how to trade inside low volatility. This is what's hurting me more than anything right now. I'm just not accustomed to having the market go down and back, down and back, down and back. It just hangs out there and does absolutely nothing for so long. So the market, here's your a nice European market move right through here, and then we open up at the 8 o'clock mark right in this area right here, and we see this right here. This was the initial move that I saw, so I was trying to short the market. You can see a short here. I tried to short here and got stopped there. Tried there, got stopped over here. So real quick, I was down, and I only traded one contract at a time. Um, and the best move that I got, I think, was trade number 3, and it was a 1p down move. I think it was in here. Yeah, I caught it right in this area right here. And then I believe it was a break-even trade, or I lost on it. I forget. Oh, I guess I got out of it up here. And then we went up to the pivot. And we came back down. And here's where I attempted my long right here. What I noticed was the market was making higher highs, excuse me, coming up, and also making higher lows, I guess as the saying goes. So every time it would finally finish going and bottoming out, the next time it would go back down, even though it was like this was 21, this was 15, so it continued to do this. And here was the long signal above the 200 bar. Here's where I got long on the trade, which was a really good entry, and I thought that we'd run through the pivot at that point, and we didn't. And I held on this trade for quite a long time. I held all the way through this. I held up and through here because I expected it to shoot up, and then I got out here. on 39. This is what got me. Right here, I had my stop. Remember, I was in at 36, and the market moved up just 1p move this whole time that I was in, from 1043 to, maybe I should have just walked away at 1232, but it looked like a market that continued to pop up against this pivot point. 1, 2, 3, fourth time. And this ends up being the fourth time through. Believe it or not, this was a target that I was looking for the whole day that I was in the trade itself, between 54.93 and 54.79. The market goes up as high as 54.84. You can see the 54.79 right there. So it ran it right in this area right here. It was at 248. Now the question is, could I have stayed in this trade? And hopefully someone can help me with this that knows about Top Step Traders rule. I'm not sure if you have to be out at 310 or 410, but regardless, it looks like this is two. What time is it? That would be 1442 is 240. 248, let's say. So I think that I would have been able to stay in this trade. Usually you want to be out at the open outcry close right in this area. No, it just, I mean, it's a crude. It's just a pain in the ass. I'm relearning how to trade this market, and the point is that I recognized that we had a signal, and I really liked it. This is maybe where you can see the channel that I drew. I drew this channel on the chart right through here and through here, looking at this area here that we would bust through it. And we did. I just assumed that we would do it inside the session itself. But right here is about 130, right in that area right there. So I assumed we broke through here and then we stopped. So, alright, so long story short, I'm down about 1K right now. And I had 5 trades, I believe, altogether on the trading session. But it's this one right here. It's that last long that I had. I think it was in here somewhere, around that 1043 mark, right? Just a beautiful setup, but it takes so long. The time side of that was just so long. And the volume, I even actually looked at the volume as stopping volume, or sell stop volume, when I was looking at part of the trade itself. When I looked at this right here, it came in at 1232. I looked at that as nothing more than just sell stop volume that was, it's just a natural spot for people to have stops in above the pivot right here. It wasn't sales volume. I tried to buy back the contract a couple times and it just would run me out of the trade itself. buying. I think I was buying, yeah, buying up here, um, and then I think at the end of the day, I was looking to sell the market because it wasn't moving. It just a very very tough trading session for me, and I felt as though I had the right signal back here. This back here was the long signal. I mean, it was basically if you can't beat them, join them trade is how I looked at it because I kept trying to go short pretty much the whole morning between the 8 o'clock open through that 10:43 mark, and I was super proud of myself to be able to catch this setup and to stay. I mean, I honestly I was long here. I was able to hold through this, and then I thought, we're coming through up here. This was like the second time up or third time up. This was third time, and this was the fourth time through here. And when it failed, I thought, okay, we're heading down now. And more times than not, that's a true statement. But I would have, if I just would have held a break even trade at the 36 mark, my long, if I just would have held it and forced the market to come down here, what I got caught in is I believe that what I should have done, woulda, shoulda, coulda, is I should have forced the market. If I was going to sell it, I should have forced the market to come underneath this 39 mark right here. That would have been a good signal. Instead of trying to short it up here and here and inside this junk area right here, if I would have, and you can see the signal. I mean, it wasn't like if it was going to go down, it was going to go down below this. This was the area that it would have went below, coming down through here, a couple ticks underneath that. So I could have held that 36 long the whole day and then caught that 3p move later on in the session. Now, it would have only made about, I think at the end of the day, I would have been up like 14 ticks or so, but that would have been better than going down 40, I guess, here. Because I took on, I think I took on 5 trades during the session, and they all just, the best trade I had today was a break-even trade, is what it ended up being. So honestly, I'm just not accustomed to this low volatility. And this is the kind of movement that I want to see. But it happens between the 127 to, an hour after the crude oil market is closing up. Here's the movement that comes into the market. I was waiting for this all morning long. Well, not all morning, from 10:43 up through 11, 11:30, 12. I mean, I was expecting that when we broke through here, it took a whole bunch of times at pivot for it to finally be able to break through. It was an extremely frustrating trade today. I don't feel bad about. On one side, I felt like I did fine because I saw it, and I also saw this big volume bar here. But what I should have done, the woulda, shoulda, coulda part of me, is allowed the market to dictate when the short would have been active. The short would have been active underneath that mark. And this was just it gyrating back and forth, and it continued to show signs. And it did this all morning. I mean, it was such a frustrating trade to stay in. I mean, to be able to hang on to it through all of this down movement that kept on coming into the market. This was, and and I was watching this the whole time across that. If it, break through here, break through here, break through here, then I would have got out of it, and I was able to hold through this and hold through that, and just it. Can I say? The best plans of mice and men, right? Sometimes it just doesn't work out. Um, Extremely frustrating trading here in the crude oil market. That having to relearn how to do this and see that you're right. And like yesterday, like I've talked about it before, I'm extremely good short side trader, uh, but I'm trying to gain more patience on the long side, and it just gyrated and gyrated and gyrated. It just would not break out. It finally breaks out, and I was looking at the GAN number around 5500, 5503. So it wasn't like, and then you had the 45-degree angle around the 65 mark. So it finally hit the 45-degree angle, but it took so long for it to take off and do anything. It was just, I don't know. I mean, I feel like I'm spinning my wheels sometimes. I'm right and wrong all at the same time. So I don't know if this FTP will win or not. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to have to reset. At least I know that I can reset the FTP. Obviously, I don't want to have to put another 200 um, at Top Step Trader. That would put me in 250 plus another 200 be 450. Right now I'm in 250 on them. So then it comes to the point where, once again, is it better to open up the $5,000 account and lose $1,500 of it? How is that going to affect my breathing, or the investment in myself right now of just making sure that that this low volatility market, I keep waiting for the volatility to kick in and do better. I'm pretty damn good when the volatility's high. I just um, not so good. I'm not a very good long side trader. That's the thing I have to work on. And I mean, and I was proud of myself. Like I said, I was able to hold on through all that downturn, because I knew it was just a matter of holding through. If it wanted to go up, it was going to go up, but it just took forever for it to accumulate to finally get through here. I expected, like I said, I expected this movement through here a lot sooner in time. All right, that's all. I'm not really beating myself up. I mean, I felt like I'm going to give myself a little bit of a star, but I could have done so much better. And I'm glad I'm seeing it. It's not like I didn't see it. It's not like the market tricked me. It's just that it just took its own sweet GD time to do anything. All right, that's it. That's all I got today. God bless. Take care. I'll see you on the next video I put together. Bye for now.